All right, so let's get into our top things that we've watched and played this year. Do you want to start with top games of the year?
Oh, excuse me. Yes, let's start with that. And
I
is
have my top five of the games this
it
year.
was very hard for me to make a top five.
Okay.
Uh, because I mean, if we're including remakes, it's hard. Which are we? Is it just whatever we want, or should we conclude brand new games?
Um, I'm fine either way. I don't have any remakes on my list. But if you want to include them, that's fine with me. Or if you don't, that's fine too.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Let's include them.
Okay.
How do we can go number five to number one? Do you want to go that way?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
So I'll say mine first. My number five on my list was Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Mm. Okay.
And I do have some honorable mentions I'll go over after we're done with it. But
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what made you put it at five instead of the top
um
above it?
I thought it was a great game, but there were some other games that I enjoyed better. Like the story of Spider-Man 2 was great. Um and it felt kind of challenging, but there were some other games that I feel like challenged me a little more and I enjoyed a little bit more. But
Mhm.
it was a great game. I love that. Like I had a blast playing that game.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a top five game.
Yeah.
So I'll, so mine, I have that on my list, but not at five.
Okay.
My number five is, Final Fantasy 16, actually.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of like hardcore Final Fantasy lovers didn't care for this one, but I thought this game was I had so much fun playing this game.
Yeah, I might have put that in my top five if I played it a little more. I didn't play it enough, I feel like. I do still
Okay.
want to. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought like some of the set pieces and like the graphics and in the fights and stuff looked amazing. But
Hmm.
I just didn't play it enough.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought the world was interesting. I loved
Yeah.
the characters. The story was interesting. The action. I mean, I guess you could argue the combat's not deep or anything, but I mean, I guess it's more of just an action RPG now, right?
Yeah, I thought it
I
was
guess that's
fine.
what people don't like.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that, but um, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm not like a die hard Final Fantasy fan.
Hmm.
Probably not even as much as you are.
Yeah.
Uh, like I played Final Fantasy 7 and then Final Fantasy 7 the remake and this one. So kind of like the newer
Gotcha. Yeah.
or the most popular ones. Um yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought
And
it
I
was
surprised myself putting it on my top 5.
yeah, I thought it was a great game and I think it's definitely worthy of being put on a top 5 list. Like it's
Mhm.
a definitely a good game. I actually just didn't think about that one because I didn't play it enough. But
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah, that
don't
makes
know if I
sense.
thought about it more. Like if I played it more, I might put it on it, but based on my list and how much I played it, yeah, I should probably have it in honorable mentions, but I did not think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, play it more this year and
Yeah,
see
I
what
do
you
want
think.
to. Yep. Okay.
Um
Do you want to go for your four first?
sure. So 4, that's where I put Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Uh Everything you kind of said, I agree with. For me, it was the most fun game in the sense of like it was a fun game just to you have a podcast. When you're kind of doing all the random side quests,
Yeah.
it was kind of fun just to it's like a chill game for me in a sense.
Yeah, definitely.
And I liked it. And I love the story. The action was awesome. Uh, yeah, I love the game. Pretty much everything you said.
Yeah, it was definitely a chill game, and it's fun to just pick up, do a few like side quests, and um,
Hmm.
save every like I basically did everything I could until the next story beat, and then just enjoyed the story for a while, and
Yep,
then had more to do. So yeah.
that's exactly what I did too. Yep.
Okay, well, my number 4 was Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh,
I
okay.
really enjoyed that game. I've also been on like a Souls kick, so having a Star Wars
Hmm.
Souls game that was like right up my alley this year. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed it. I platinumed it. It was a great game. Loved it.
Nice.
Good story, good action. Loved the
Hmm.
kind of gameplay.
A lot of people had issues with performance, but my run through, I didn't have any issues.
I didn't either. Yeah.
And it's crazy because I read so much issues.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
But nice. Okay. Um,
And so then
ah,
I'll move on to number 3 on my list.
yes.
Sticking with the Soulsborne, I put Lies of P at number 3.
Mm,
I loved that game. I thought it was the most FromSoft like Souls-like game. Like, it was the one that reminded me most of a Dark Souls or a Elden
hmm.
Ring. It had like great combat, very challenging, um, an interesting story. I really liked the Pinocchio like storyline and world, and as we heard earlier, the music was amazing. Also,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely recommend you to play that this year.
I was gonna say, man, I need to play it, man.
Yeah,
And I will. Like I said, when it goes on sale, I'll I'll probably get it at some point.
yeah,
The problem is there's so much games coming out here
I
soon,
know there are.
and I have a backlog, and yeah.
Yep.
Um. Okay. My number three is actually Star Wars.
All right. Nice.
Everything you said, I loved it, and it being Star Wars. Obviously, I nerd out a little bit more with that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, pretty much everything you said, I loved it. I ran into no issues. I thought it was fun. I thought it was the story was interesting.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that's pretty much you pretty much hit it on the nail.
Yeah. Great game. Okay. So, what is your number 2 game
Um,
of the year?
so number two. So I didn't play this in 2023, but Resident Evil 4 is my number two.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I'm a sucker. Well, you know me. I love Resident Evil, but God, this is like the perfect remake, remaster, whatever the heck you want to call this, of a game that was already perfect. I love
Nice.
it. The graphics, the atmosphere. I love Leon. The characters, they flesh out the characters a little more in this one. The atmosphere, the controls, everything about it. Like I love this game so much. And
I
this
think
is why
that's
I was
fair.
wondering if should I put in remakes or not. Because if we wouldn't, then I'd probably put Mario Wonder at number two.
Okay.
Uh, just because I love that game so much.
Yeah, that game's really good.
Bite size gaming, everything. I already know what your top two games are going to be.
Well, do you want to
So
guess what my number 2 is?
I'm going to guess your number two is Tears of the Kingdom, and your number one is Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Well, you did my job for me. Yes, that is correct. Yep, number 2, Tears of the Kingdom. I loved that game. Played it so much. Me and my wife played it together, and it was amazing. The story was like such a good story, probably one of the best Zelda stories. Um, and it was just like Breath of the Wild, but more, which is everything I wanted in a Zelda game. Like, I
Yeah.
loved it.
Okay. And then obviously we know you're number one. Do
Yeah,
you want to give me a reason now?
Baldur's Gate is an insane game. It's so good. It reminds me of like Dragon Quest and Mass Effect, like some of my favorite games of all time. And it's just it also combines that with Dungeons and Dragons, like world and
Mhm.
gameplay, which I'm into. And yeah, it's like it felt like it was made for me. I still haven't beat it. I
Mhm.
need to go beat it, but I mean, I put 100 hours into that easy, um, and still haven't beat it, and that shows how big that game is. So yeah, it's just an amazing game. My favorite game of the year, hands down.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, that's my number one is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
Everything you said, and I was like nervous to play it because the combat style is not typically my thing, but they just
Yeah.
do it so perfect,
Yeah.
and literally do anything you want in this game, like literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
It's crazy.
and it's so fun, and it's the replayability. Like I still haven't beaten my first run, but I already am like planning my second run.
Yeah.
It's like a different play style, like
Yep. There's so many options of how
um
to play. Yeah.
yeah. So I loved it. And you notice Tears of the Kingdom wasn't in my top
I
five?
know. I kind of had a feeling, which is crazy that a
Yeah.
Zelda game isn't in your top
I know.
five.
I know. And I'm like totally in a minority. Although I do feel like people either love this game or they don't like it.
Yeah.
Is that I've read people have similar thoughts on me. Maybe we're a little more rare, but
Yeah. I
of
feel like the building really puts some people off. And the fact that it's like Breath of
yeah.
the Wild, but more kind of
I
also.
think that's my biggest thing is it feels so similar, and I know like it in a sense it doesn't because of the building and everything, and
Yeah.
just wasn't my cup of tea, man. That's what I boiled it down to.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm
You
not saying
should.
it's a bad game,
You should definitely still go back and beat it
probably.
just so you can experience the story because the story is top notch.
Probably. I mean, you're probably right, and I probably will eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
Just ignore the building.
But
Play it like Breath of the Wild.
I know. Even then, though, it's just not as like for me, like collecting all the armor like I did in Breath of the Wild. It's just it's not as fun for me. It almost feels like I've been there, done that for me.
Hmm. I loved seeing all the
And
little changes and all the new stuff, and like so that didn't really bother me. But
yeah, see, and I didn't. I would have rather had just a whole new style and map.
yeah, I'm sure that would have been good too because Zelda's just
But
always good. But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. But again, I'm in that. I mean, like I say multiple times, I'm in that point where like I really don't want to invest 100 hours in the game right now,
yeah, sure,
and I really miss the old school Zelda dungeon style games. I miss it so much.
yeah.
Again, like I want a preference. Like I don't think these games are bad. Like I still Breath of the Wild is still, an S tier game,
Tears of the Kingdom.
and well, no Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
Breath
I
of the
love
Wild.
more.
Oh, I see what you're
But yes,
saying. Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom is two, but like
yeah,
it didn't have that same spark and magic. Maybe because Breath of the Wild was so new,
yeah,
we'd never seen nothing like that.
yeah. That's true.
And that's kind of how I felt with uh a lot of sequels, right? Like even Spider-Man. I thought the second game was probably a better game, but the first one came out of nowhere. And same with God of War. The second God of War was by far better, and I like it
Yeah,
more. But the first God of War, the remake, the 2018, it was
yep.
so unexpected. I was like, holy crap.
It really was. Yeah.
So maybe I just don't like sequels.
Unless they do something to set themselves apart
Yeah.
enough or something. Yeah.
Although God of War was still like I definitely like that one more than 2018. I love
Yeah, I need
Ragnarok.
to finish that one.
So, um, but yeah.
All right. I did have some honorable mentions. I wouldn't put them. Obviously, I didn't put them in my top five. But I have to mention Diablo 4 because I put a insane
Hmm.
amount of time playing that. Um,
Yep.
wasn't the best game ever, but it was fun, very like addicting, grindy. It had some issues. They made some weird decisions with like how they changed the experience gain and stuff, but I still season
Hmm.
2 has been better, and I still really enjoy that game. So have to throw that
Yeah,
out there.
I agree. I'll throw that out there too. I really enjoyed that game too. And I
Yeah,
know people say the end game sucks, blah blah blah, but
Yeah, it
When I
got a little
played, I
bit
liked.
better in season two, the end game.
Um,
And then I have two more. Mario Wonder, like you said before, great
hmm
game. I'm just now playing that, so I didn't really strictly play it in 2023, but um,
hmm
it's been really fun playing that game. Like bite size, just jump in, jump out, have a fun time playing a few levels, and
hmm
yeah, it's been really fun. And then also Hogwarts Legacy is an honorable
Yep.
mention. That game is pretty crazy, and honestly, I didn't play a whole ton. I do want to go back and eventually finish it. But my favorite part was just walking around Hogwarts and being like, "Oh, there's that statue where, there's this thing, there's the prefect's bathroom, there's like just seeing all this stuff that, was in the movies, in the books, and just being able to explore it all
Uh,
was just so cool."
and that was so. I felt like a kid. I like the
Yeah.
2 hours I played was literally just running around on Hogwarts, and I think you go to like Hogsmeade
Yep.
right after that, and that's all. Like I literally was just running around Hogwarts for like 2 hours.
Yeah. That's the best part of the game for sure.
Okay. No, I agree with those honorable mentions. And mine would have been obviously Tears of the Kingdom was what I was going to say.
Sure.
Also,
Yeah.
Metroid Prime Remastered. I
That's
was
one I want to
super
play.
tempted to put that in my top five
Yep.
because that was a near perfect remaster too. Um, and then also, I didn't play it, but I know I'll love it. Is Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, I want to play that one also.
Uh, Again, I didn't play it, but I know I'm gonna love that game when I do play it.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even play the first one. I need to play both of those.
First one's really good too. They're yeah. I love that series. I'm so glad to see it actually came out the second game because it's one of those games where it was kind of like a cult classic kind of game. Like it wasn't very popular when it came out,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah. So and then Eliza P. I need to play that,
Yes. Yes, you do.
and I will at some point this year. I will.
Great game. Okay, so that's our games of the year. Do you want to do movies or TV shows next?
Let's do TV shows.
TV shows. Okay. I actually have 6 on my list, but I
Okay,
could do the sixth one as an honorable mention.
okay, that works.
Let me just make sure because I didn't really like order these. I think I'm fine with the order I have them in though. Yeah. Okay. I think our
Oh,
lists are going to be similar in some ways, but very different in a few others.
okay,
So do you have a top
probably.
five?
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Sure. So my number 5, it's still going on, but I think Invincible season 2 was really good, and I have that in my top
Mm,
5.
okay.
Excited for the second half of the
Okay.
season.
Interesting. Yeah. I forgot about that one. How did I forget about that one?
Okay.
I guess there's only like 4 episodes, so like
Yeah.
I guess that's yeah.
Yeah. That makes it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could flip it with my honorable mention and be totally fine, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. So
Yeah.
my five, uh this is like this is borderline 2023.
Okay.
Um and I technically didn't even start watching it in 2023, but man, my number five is Reacher. I freaking love that show.
Okay.
And season two is good. Although I still like season one more, but that was not 2023.
Yeah, sure.
But Reacher is such a good show, man. Like
Reacher. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
overhype it, but
I need to watch that. Yeah.
I I really enjoyed it. And the guy who plays Reacher is awesome. I think we talked about it before.
Yeah, I like that actor.
Um,
And like,
but yeah,
okay,
that's my
so
number five.
just a short thing about Reacher is a big part of that story is like how he's like huge and can just like beat up anybody because he's just like bigger than everybody. Is that right? Like that's kind of a big
Pretty
part of
well
his character.
in the show. Yes, they actually
Yeah,
had a movie,
that's what I was gonna
and the movie
say.
was with
Like,
Tom Cruise, and
yeah,
it's like he's obviously the opposite of you.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say because I heard people were annoyed at the casting, and now knowing
Yeah,
the reason that he's supposed to be like a huge dude is like, yeah, that's kind of a weird casting for the movie, but
and I totally get it too because the guy and like they definitely play off of that in the show. I mean, he's
gotcha.
freaking huge.
Yeah.
um, but yeah,
Okay.
it's good. You
Yeah.
should watch.
Yeah, I do want to watch that one. Okay, so number 4. You want to start with go with your number 4?
Yes, number 4. I have Monarch. Actually, I love. I really enjoyed that more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've talked about it a lot, so I don't need to go into detail. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and it was one of the shows I enjoyed more of this year.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say the same. Monarch's my number 4. Yeah, I was very
Okay.
very
Uh,
surprised. Like I didn't even I've said this before. I didn't even know about the show until you brought it up for us to watch and talk about, and it's been very pleasantly
um,
surprising. I've really enjoyed it.
yeah, great show, and we'll talk about the finale here
Yes.
soon.
Yep.
uh, okay. So do you want to do your number 3?
My number 3 is Ahsoka. Maybe just
Okay.
because I'm such a Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. I really enjoyed Ahsoka. She's one of my favorite characters, and that season was really good. I enjoyed it. I love all the Filoni stuff, so seeing that stuff in live
Mhm.
action was amazing. They're setting up some really cool stuff for the future. So yeah, I really liked Ahsoka.
Okay. And I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna cheat. So this is where I actually was gonna put Ahsoka too,
Okay.
but I'm gonna put it with another show because I think I think as a show I enjoyed this one more in the sense of like it was just I just love the show. So at number 3 I put Ted Lasso, the season
Okay.
3.
I haven't seen that. I want to though.
And I love that show so much, and I
Yeah.
watched that with Tara, and it's like one of the few shows we like watching together.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm putting Ted Lasso and Ahsoka at number 3. I'm gonna
Oh,
cheat,
okay.
and
Okay.
then Ahsoka's Ahsoka. I can't leave out Star Wars. I love it. It was like Rebels
Yeah.
live action. It was amazing. I don't care what anyone says. I freaking enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, there's my cheating.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna cheat, I'm gonna put 2 at number 2. So at 2.5, I have Vinland Saga season 2. Um, it's an anime.
I don't even know
I
what that
don't
is.
even think
Oh, okay.
I don't even think I've talked to you about it, but it's so good. Like so season 1 is so it's about Vikings, and season 1's a lot of action and fighting and like a lot of really cool action scenes, and the main character's like really strong and fast. Um season 2 is like a complete departure from it. It's all about like him coming to terms with things, and like it's like a super slow burn, but it's such good like character development and a character study of someone going through some hard times. I don't want to spoil too much stuff, but like
Hmm.
it's like super slow burn, but I absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
Such a good season, and like so different from season 1. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but I liked it just as much, if not maybe more than season 1.
Interesting. Okay.
And then my true number 2 is Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. That
Yeah.
it the second half of season 2 is called the Shibuya incident, and man, it is an incident. It is one of the craziest arcs I've ever seen in any anime. Um yeah, it's
I need to
crazy.
catch up on that too.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
I do. I really enjoyed what I was watching, so I just need to get back on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so now it's my turn to do number one, right? Or
I
is
have
it?
not done number two yet.
Okay, then you go to.
Number two, I don't even know if this is a show you've heard of. Well, my number two is The Bear. I don't know if you've heard of
I
that.
have heard of it. I've heard it's really good.
That show, that is season two. It was season two that came out this year.
Okay.
Was so good. The acting in that show. The yeah. Do you? It's like. Do you even know what it's about?
I know it has something to do with like a diner or something, but not really, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really about the like in season. Yeah. So basically, it's like this guy's brother dies, and he like takes over this restaurant, and he's trying to like bring it, up and coming restaurant. It's like a trash restaurant, and he's like trying to slowly
Okay.
make it better. He's like, and he's like some big time chef. Like he's trained with like the
Oh,
hardcore
okay.
chefs, and this is like some little rink dink
Yeah.
restaurant like in Chicago, and so he's
Okay.
kind of trying to bring it up. And it sounds like weird, like wow, that's your number two. But like
I've
it's
heard
really about like the characters.
yeah, I've heard great things about it. I do want to what's it on? Is it Hulu or something?
Yeah, I watch it on Hulu. At least
Okay.
I think it's like on TV. It's on like FX, but
Yeah.
like I watch on Hulu.
Okay.
But yeah, top notch show. Like that show's near perfect in my eyes.
Gotcha.
Okay, now you can do your number one.
Okay, my number one, just because there's a lot of reasons why I put it number one, but Attack on Titan. The finale came out this
Mm,
year. Well, I think both parts of the finale came out this year, and both of them were amazing. Loved them. Loved the ending. It's sometimes really hard to get an ending right, but I feel like they did a very good job with it, and it was worth the wait, even though it was a really long wait. It was. I was very pleased with the ending.
dang, look at you, Mr. Anime over here.
Yeah, I do have a lot of anime. I definitely started watching a lot more anime this year. I have some other honorable mentions I can do, but I'll spare you the anime talk until you get into some of them. uh,
All right, my number one is The Last of Us. I know that
okay.
came out more towards the beginning of 2023. But yeah,
Yep.
The Last of Us. That show was pretty much a near perfect adaptation of the game,
Nice.
and you need to watch that
I
because
do.
it's the best, in my opinion. It is by far the best show of 2023.
Yeah. I need to play the game too.
You do.
Yeah.
But it's like it's HBO, right? So it has the money, it has the
Yeah.
looks, it has. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up the story of the first game if you follow the game. So it has the story, it has the characters. You'll love the show,
Yeah.
and you'll love the game.
Yeah, I need to. I know all of them. I just need to finish the game so I can watch the show.
But
But
yeah,
I'm
that
sure that would
really is.
be in my top five if I watched it. Like, I just know
Oh,
that's
for sure,
true.
being your top five. Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely would.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's my top five.
Nice. Yeah, see, we had some similars, and I knew it was going to be different because I had anime on mine and you haven't watched any of
Yeah,
it. But yeah.
you're telling me you didn't put Loki in your top five, man?
No, it was the ending was amazing. The rest of it was okay. I wouldn't put it in my top five.
Oh man. What were your honorable mentions? More anime?
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any non-anime I would put in there. I don't think so. I think it's mostly just anime. I watched a lot of anime this year.
Okay.
So yeah, stuff like you won't even know the names of them. Oshinoko. Uh,
Yeah, dude, I'll have no clue.
yeah, no clue. So yeah, I'll get you to watch some of them
Yeah, I like
eventually.
Jujutsu Kaisen, and I
Chainsaw
do want to watch
Man.
the Chainsaw Man.
I don't know if Chainsaw Man was this year. It might have been late last year, but that was a great one. Um, definitely recommend
And I
that.
do like Attack on Titan.
Love
So
Attack
there's
on Titan.
three. Two I know for sure I enjoy. I haven't tried Chainsaw Man yet, but I think I'll like that too.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. Yeah, dude. Oh, you need to watch Attack on Titan. It's so good.
I will. I will
I know. I know. Someday.
someday. It's like whenever a show ends, there's like other shows
I know.
that we watch, or like I found like I found Reacher, and then I'm like freaking binging that,
Yeah.
and I still want to watch For All Mankind, and I haven't watched
Oh
that yet.
yeah.
Uh, oh, a show you need to watch since we're like on a show talks section real quick is since you have Apple TV right now, you should just binge. Um, oh, freaking a! It was just in my head. I've told you about it before.
Oh.
Um,
Is it Severance or what's that?
Severance. There
I
you go. Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I watched season one a while ago.
Oh, you did. You watched it.
Yeah. Is there a season two yet?
Oh, no, no, no. There's not. Nope.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
So you
I
did
liked
watch
it.
it.
I
I
liked
didn't
it
know
a
you watched
lot.
it.
Yeah, I
Mm.
thought I told you, but maybe I didn't. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was really good.
Yeah, maybe you did. I don't remember though. But yeah, that show was so good, and it was one of the shows that for me, like, it got better through the season. Like once you kind of found the rhythm of the show,
Yeah, yeah. I
and that
really liked
finale was
the
so good.
mystery. Yeah, the mystery of the show and it building up. Yeah, it was really good.
I know that finale, like it ended. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to be able to keep watching it. Yeah.
But okay. Anyways, all right. So we got top movies now.
Yeah, and I going through this realized I did not watch very many movies from 2023, so I only have 3 on my list really.
Oh wow. Okay.
Maybe if you
All right.
mention
Well,
some that I've watched, maybe I'll add to it. But I, looking at them, like
okay.
I didn't see really many. So if you want to do your
Okay.
5 and 4, and then I'll join in at
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So my five is actually Barbie. I
Yeah,
thought
I
I
believe
thought
it.
the movie was funny. I thought the music was good. Uh, I thought the message was good. And I don't care what these little macho men think. Or it was a good message
Yeah,
for women and girls. And who cares? Like I don't get why people like who it's a
yeah.
movie.
I don't get it.
It's a
It's a
movie
Barbie
meant
movie. Yeah,
yeah, it's meant for women. So like yeah, who cares? Like we like us dudes, we have all our movies, right? We got like freaking
yeah.
Rocky and all this crap.
Go see Oppenheimer. Like it's
Yeah,
out at the same time.
like who cares? And I'm a dude. I enjoyed Barbie. I thought the humor was hilarious.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Ken was probably the best part of the movie, to be honest.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling's character.
Yeah.
But the production was good. Like it looked really, especially like in the Barbie land.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, the weakest part for me, to be surprisingly, is Will Ferrell's character.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So it does have its weaknesses. But again, I didn't see a ton of movies like you did,
Yeah.
so I'm sure there's you know some.
I honestly believe that Barbie would be in my top 5 if I saw it.
Yeah, it was good, man. The
Yeah.
acting, the characters, the production, the songs. I liked it. And then again, this is one of the few movies I got Kara to actually go to the movies.
Yeah, that's nice. Yep.
so
I'm hoping to
so
get my
like it was
wife to watch Barbie, so yep.
yeah
I
yeah
could
she
see that.
should she would like it, I think too.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, that was my number five, and my number four would be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Another one I didn't see. I was seriously lacking with
I
movies.
know,
But yeah, I feel
I
like
know,
that would
and I
also
can't
be in my top 5.
for sure be in your top five. I thought this was better in the first one. It's set up for like I cannot wait for the next movie. Like this movie got me more excited for part three than the first one did for like a potential part two.
Oh wow.
Um, like I loved it, and then obviously I went with my daughter. She loved it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and it was the animation, acting, the characters, which oh, it was it's almost a near perfect animated movie to be honest.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to
Um,
see it.
so yeah, you definitely need to see that, man. Come, you are slacking with movies.
Yeah.
Um, So that was my 5 and 4, and I have a couple honorable mentions, but I'll mention that afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll let you do number 3 first.
Okay. So for number three, I put Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, whatever it was called.
Okay.
I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was good. Um, yeah. I mean, probably the weakest of the three movies I actually saw this year, but I still thought it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh,
And I love that
my
universe, so that was cool.
I do too. And the good thing with the this one that just came out is it felt like authentic to the universe. You know, it felt
Yeah.
like it didn't feel like a to me it didn't feel like a cheap cash grab.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Um, my number 3 is John Wick. John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I haven't seen any of those.
I cannot believe you haven't seen John Wick Chapter 4 either, dude.
Nope.
That to it's
Honestly,
probably the best John Wick movie.
yeah. Honestly, ever since
Have
you
you seen
moved
any of those?
away, no, I haven't seen any of them.
Oh my god, dude.
Since you moved away,
Oh
I
my
just have
god.
not been going to the theater very often. Like we used to go all the
Yeah.
time, and then COVID happened.
Oh
You
yeah.
moved away, and I just haven't gone back to the theater
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For once COVID happened, it took me a while to start going back to theaters too.
Yeah, and my
Uh,
wife doesn't like movies, so it's hard to like get someone to go with. And
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I just go by myself.
yeah, I know. I do when I do
I mean,
go, that's what I do. But yeah,
I have some friends out here that will go with me, you know, for like some bigger movies, like a
yeah,
Marvel movie or
sure,
Avatar or something.
yeah,
But or like for like a lot of the animated ones, you know, I take my kid.
true,
But
yeah,
like you know, like Godzilla minus one, Oppenheimer, all those like I saw by myself.
yeah,
Um, but God, you got to watch John Wick, man. Okay, like
yeah.
please.
I have
If you're
Peacock, and I
telling
think they're
me
all on Peacock, so I will.
they are like you keep telling me about anime, I'm gonna keep telling you about John Wick, man.
Okay.
They're so
I'll
good.
watch John Wick and then I'll be like, "Hey, I watched John Wick for you. You got to watch all these anime."
I know.
Trust me, I have way
Yeah.
more animes for you to watch than you have of John
Oh,
Wick
I'm sure
movies.
there's four movies, man, and
Yeah.
they're all great. And I actually think the fourth one's the best one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
So it's like God, you gotta watch. There's like a scene in the fourth one that I know you're gonna love, and like it's such a it's the coolest like it's the most unique like action scene I've ever seen in a movie. Like it's so
Okay.
cool.
Maybe I'll put my anime watching on a little hiatus and watch the John Wicks this week.
And luckily, I mean, I got there. The third one or the fourth one's pretty long. It's like a almost 3 hour
3
movie.
hour. Yeah.
I don't remember how long the other three are, but you definitely should. Like it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to watch at least
Um,
one of them this week and then we can talk about it.
okay. Um, all right. Do you want to go to number 2 then?
Let's see. Yes, so my number 2 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
That was this year, right?
Okay.
I believe so.
2023. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or yeah, 2023. Yeah,
Hmm.
that was a great movie. Like even just that hallway scene was like put that up there for me. That was a really cool scene. But I thought the big
Hmm.
bad was one of the like most evil people in all of Marvel. So I thought they did
Seriously.
that
I
really
know.
good. Yeah, it was just a really solid movie.
Yeah. I know. I really liked it too, especially considering how much we kind of haven't been enjoying Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. My number 2 is Godzilla minus one.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought that was going to be our number ones.
Uh,
Interesting.
I was flip flopping,
Yeah,
and on a different day, maybe it could be my number 1.
sure.
Uh, but this was such a good movie.
Yeah, Godzilla Minus
The
One was
emotions
amazing.
this movie gave me, man, and it's a freaking Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
Like the emotions it gave me, just knowing it only cost what 15 million to make, and how great it freaking looked. The acting in this movie, the time period of the movie. I love this movie so much, and it was such a pleasant surprise too.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't. I mean, I was expecting a decent movie because I read about it,
Yeah.
But man, I wasn't like expecting like to really, really, really like it.
Yeah.
Um, man.
Yeah. It was
Eh,
amazing. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, for sure.
So what's your number one, Caleb?
Ant-Man Quantumania. No, I'm just kidding. It's Godzilla minus one. Absolutely.
Oh.
Hands down. Amazing movie. Um, yeah. Everything you said. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, but it made me really care about the characters, which most Godzilla movies, especially the American ones, just don't do. So I
Mhm,
love the themes of it, of post World War II and how much that messed up
mhm.
people, and
Like a
um
failed kamikaze pilot
yeah, that
going
was
back.
really interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely Godzilla
I
minus
can't
one.
wait to watch it again.
And I did figure out another movie I kind of watched. Well,
Okay.
okay, I have two. So I started watching Dungeons and Dragons, and I thought that was really
Mhm,
good. I haven't
okay.
finished it, but I thought that was
Mhm,
a really good movie. And also Demon Slayer. I didn't technically watch the movie, but the movie
mhm.
is just kind of like the season, and the season was amazing, so I'm sure I would have liked the movie. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Demon Slayer is another anime you need to watch, but
Okay.
that's for later.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. It's like the story is super simple, um, which makes it really easy to follow. But like the whole thing is just the animation and the visuals are just amazing. Like
Oh,
they put so much work into just making it look so cool.
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I got some other stuff to catch up on before that one.
yeah, for sure. But
Um,
yeah,
all right,
Godzilla minus
mine
one, number one, hands down. I'm interested to hear your
minus
number one.
one, number one.
Yep.
Okay. My number one is Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Uh, that movie was great. God, and that was a freaking long movie too.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely be on my list too if I saw it.
But it was really good. The actor who played Oppenheimer, what I
Cillian
don't remember
Killian
his name.
Murphy or whatever,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
Scarecrow dude.
Yeah.
He did awesome. The acting is awesome. Obviously, the directing, it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Uh, is good. The story is really interesting. The special effects were cool because it's like a mix, between CGI and Christopher Nolan. He doesn't
Yeah.
like to use cool CGI.
Yeah.
Um, Robert Downey Jr. was really good in this movie.
Nice.
Um, the whole building up, to the atomic bomb was interesting, and then the after effects, it was such a good movie, man. You would
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch that.
That was one of those movies where, like, even though it was 3 hours, 3+ hours, like when I was sitting in the theater, like it went fast. Like it was
Mm.
interesting the whole time,
Yeah.
which is crazy because there's pretty much no action, like.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, that would
interesting.
be my number one. And again, I could flip flop back and forth between that and Godzilla minus one, just
Sure.
because Godzilla minus one really did give me those emotions.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and then some honorable mentions were Hunger Games, like you said,
Yep.
Guardians 3, like you said, and also I watched the Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Oh yeah.
That was
Okay.
a really good movie. Um, I just like the other ones more.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
Nice. I think those are both good lists, even though I have no movies that I watched.
I know you need to catch up on some
I'm
movies,
sure
man.
this year we'll be watching them and talking about them, so I'll watch a lot more this year.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Like a movie we're for sure going to talk about on here that I'm really excited about is the new Planet of the Apes coming out.
Oh
Have you
yeah.
seen the trailer for that?
I don't even think I've seen the trailer, no, but I would
It looks
definitely want to see
it
that.
looks good. It looks really good.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah, good 2023 lists.